This episode of Speakers of Eidolon is made possible by our generous patrons. Special thanks to our supreme and master speakers Omeji Cat Comet, Erisu Yamakawa, Circa Barrakiel, Remy Asalia, Arcadia Lunashine, Alex Franco AV, Casey Schaefer, Azuta Starbreeze, Cletus Oreo, Nina Grimsdaughter, Nat Clay, Lily Black, AJ Brainswordson, Bob CC, Mikto Rabentau, Faris Gentoru, Sapa Chakwatol, Umbral Wind, Quick Levin, Winebow Brood, Pamela Isley, Camille Grineau, Faison Masher, Elenriel Maximus, Codrid No, Mira Miri, Bay Barbale, Sooner Chicano, Celesto Noitrell, Lazy Boy, A Bag of Dragonite, Luke Osborne, Pandaloo Stormarrow, and Tex. Support the show and become a patron today at patreon.com/speakersxiv. Thank you.
This is Speakers of Eidolon.
Good evening, Aerosians. Welcome to Speakers of Eidolon, episode 247. I'm Lukiel Bravestone, and I'm joined today by Rolodes and Georgi Wiston.
Hello.
It is May 23rd, 2021, and we are mere days away from patch 5.55. So our main topic this week is a great discussion. Where is the story going? So there will be a little theory crafting today, mostly based on, it's not going to be that much theory crafting because we have a trailer, we have two trailers in fact, we have the CGI trailer for Endwalker and we have the patch trailer, so we have a lot to go off of now, but still. Also, the 5.5 website has been updated and there are some new pictures in there that's quite intriguing. And believe it or not, we will be reading MogMail this week.
Oh, it's been so long.
We did it, everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Stay tuned for the post-show. We'll be answering questions from the Syndicate, and that is coming up, of course, after the show. Channel updates. All right, so the fucking Core Core is coming on Monday, May 31st, and that is the third episode. I was gonna release both this month, but this month was not like any other month, so there has just not been time. I am sorry, but May 31st is the next episode of Core for patrons. So that's that. On Tuesday. This is channel updates. I don't know if I even announced that, but this is channel updates, if you were wondering. On Tuesday, 1.0 stream, tentative. I might have to not do that to finish Core. I'll let you know in the Patreon channel, but I'll probably do it. But for now, it's tentative. And on Thursday is movie night, so. You'll be able to submit your suggestions for what movie we'll be watching. Possibly tomorrow. Or
there's Patch Day though soon too.
Yeah, chat is bring. Yeah.
So there's some conflicts there, I think.
Chat. I have not even considered Patch Day on Tuesday. Obviously, that's
it doesn't feel real again.
Because the okay, shit. That's not good.
You want to just figure this one out later?
Update. Yeah. Well, I'll obviously. Oh fuck. Okay. So Tuesday.
You'll probably stream the patch.
Yes.
Won't you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, MSQ is going to be short, so you're not going to do that much time doing it.
That's true, and that's
unless you're going to go into Bosja.
And that's relatively early in the day, anyway, so it's fine. It's fine. Yeah. So it's fine. More information about the 1.0 stream, if it's happening or not, in the Patreon chat at some point.
Okay.
All right. Movie night on Thursday. All right. That is it for channel updates. Let's jump into recent events. We'll start off with some collector's edition news. If you are one of the few that got a hold of the physical collector's edition before they sold out, you might have been a little worried that you didn't get any confirmation in your email that was the case for most people. The emails were sent out a couple of days ago, so make sure you check your spam inbox if you haven't. It is a small message from Square Enix. It's a very generic one, has no details about your actual purchase. It's just a generic email, and it reads as follows. Thank you for your pre-order from the Square Enix store. Since the launch and subsequent sellout of the Final Fantasy XIV Endwalker Collector's Edition on 15th of May, some customers have reported that they did not receive or could not find their confirmation email. We apologize for any inconvenience this may have caused and would like to take this opportunity to reassure you that your pre-order is fully confirmed. If you pre-ordered from the Square Enix store whilst logged in, you can verify the status of your order at any time by logging into your Square Enix store account and check your orders under your profile in the top right-hand corner. And then, you know how it works. So if it's on your account, you're good. It's done.
Mm-hmm. You've done it. You've won.
Yeah. That's it. I was never worried because it showed up in my account immediately. Oh, well, not immediately, like half an hour later, but yeah. There you go.
That's not the case for everyone. Some of the people that were there at the release date ended up not getting confirmations and got waitlisted or even told they just did not get the product.
Yeah,
that's sad.
This was handled very poorly on Square Enix's part.
We're 6 months away, so they'll restock.
Maybe there'll be
soon.
some more.
Yeah, there will definitely be more. So there you go. That's that. Over the past few days, I don't remember what day it happened on, but Berserk creator Kentaro Miura died. Do you remember the day? It was very recent. It was a Thursday?
It was announced then, but I believe he actually passed away like 2 or so weeks before the announcement.
Really? Oh, okay. I see.
May 6th. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'll read an article here. There's a lot of gatherings, vigils on many servers after this. And I think, is this from, I want to say PC Gamer. Let me see. There's a piece written by PC Gamer. About what happened on our servers. The manga author died earlier this month at the age of 54. Hundreds of Final Fantasy XIV players have been paying tribute to Kentaro Miura, the creator of manga Berserk, who died at the age of 54. Images and videos began cropping up on Twitter and Reddit over the last few hours, which show hundreds of characters lined up around one of the starting cities, Ul'dah, with others also gathering in Limsa Lominsa. Players have all switched to the Dark Knight class, which draws heavy influence from Berserk, with many characters posing with their swords in the ground. Players from servers like Balmung, Cactuar, Leviathan, and Midgard-Zormr have participated, with players from many other servers reporting that people are trickling in to honor Miura. A video from Twitter user Local Hurzen shows so many people lined up on the Balmung server that the game cannot load everybody in at once, while another on Reddit said the line stretches from one side of Ul'dah to the other. I went to check the other parts and it wouldn't let me back to the main part for a few moments because of how congested it is. Ul'dah being congested. That's a real 1.0 memory for me. It's a striking tribute to Miura and has been a way for the community to band together to mourn and celebrate his life and work. Redditors reported Leviathan players handing out pretzels and campfires to those standing in line, while others have spoken about finding comfort in gathering with other players. Kentaro Miura passed away on May 6th from acute aortic dissection. The editorial department for Young Animal magazine announced his passing on the official Berserk Twitter account earlier today, with a machine translation of the tweet saying, "We would like to express our utmost respect and..." Oh, it's been cut off there. I'm sure there's more, but the rest is missing from our document here.
It's a real shame though. The influence in 14 from Berserk runs deep.
Yes.
It is. Well, you can say that about a lot of things though, but It's a lot
I
in there.
feel, yeah, I feel a very large amount of sympathy for people that are both very big fans of this manga creator, as well as having to deal with the fact that you may never get the end of the Berserk story.
Mm,
Yeah, I
true.
mean, people have made jokes, lots of jokes before he passed, obviously, that he was very busy playing Idolmaster because it was a game he enjoyed a lot of.
Ah.
It was documented that he liked to play the
Mhm.
Idolmaster games,
Mhm.
and he was too busy playing that to finish
Yeah.
Berserk. But apparently, I think he has like an outline already. He had an outline similar to how like
Okay.
George R. Martin kind of
Okay.
has,
I
in
see.
case I guess he ever goes.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Go read Berserk though; it's good.
Yeah.
Though there is lots of sexual violence in that, so just a heads up.
Ah, well,
Mhm.
there you go. Naoki Yoshida also had some stuff to say about this. This is also by PC Gamer. Final Fantasy XIV's game director reflects on Berserk's influence on both him personally and Final Fantasy XIV's development. Earlier this week, it was announced that Kentaro Miura, the creator of the manga Berserk, had died at the age of 54. It's hard to overstate the influence Berserk had on video games, from Final Fantasy VII's iconic Buster Sword to the monster and world design of the Dark Souls series. But news of Miura's death seemed to particularly affect the Final Fantasy XIV community, who quickly organized enormous gatherings to pay tribute to him. Across multiple servers, thousands of players donned their Dark Knight gear, which heavily resembles Berserk's main character Guts, and stood vigil in the streets of one of the major cities, Uldao. It was a touching and emotional memorial to one of Japan's most influential anime artists and creators. And to those players who participated in honoring Miura's passing, game director Naoki Yoshida has a message. Thank you. Quote, it goes to show just how much people have received from Mr. Miura and his artwork, Yoshida told me during an interview yesterday. It was heartwarming to see how much influence he has had on players. I also want to thank players for taking the time to acknowledge that. Even players in Japan too are very much affected by this, and there's a lot of shock among the fandom as well. It is a grief that Yoshida said he deeply shares with players. He told me he first began reading Berserk decades ago when it was being published in Young Animal, a monthly magazine in Japan. It's not an exaggeration to say that I kept on buying the latest installment of the manga magazines just to read Berserk, Yoshida said. So definitely a very sad and unfortunate loss. Honestly speaking, and this is not limited to Final Fantasy XIV, but with any game that I have been part of, there are elements where, consciously or subconsciously, I was influenced by Mr. Miura's work, Yoshida continued. The most obvious of those inspirations is Final Fantasy XIV's Dark Knight, which wields a massive sword in combat. We took inspiration from the way that Guts stands in those panels in Berserk, and that was the images I showed to my team to reference when we were thinking about Dark Knights. Even when we were thinking about how to position and the composition in each of the cutscenes, there were a lot of times we referenced Berserk. Yoshida said that referencing Berserk became a tried and true method for communicating a mood and style for some Final Fantasy XIV cutscenes. When words failed to convey what Yoshida was envisioning, he'd show the development team specific panels from the manga. Mr. Miura's work was definitely very artistic and wonderful in the way he depicts some of those cool elements. It's unfathomable just how much influence he has had on everybody, Yoshida said, clearly getting emotional. It's such an unfortunate loss. Kentaro Miura passed away. Okay, we've already said this. Yeah, there you go. Very sad. And yeah.
If you remember the start of Shadowbringers with Tesleen transforming into Shadow or Lightbringer,
Mm-hmm.
I would not be surprised if that was like heavily influenced by some Berserk panels at least.
Oh yeah,
because that. Yeah, but I'm sure there's other bits. That's the only one I can really think of right now.
Mhm.
But yeah, it totally makes sense, and maybe they'll put a nice tribute to him and Walker or something.
Possibly, I feel like that might happen. Yeah,
maybe you'll just see Guts or Gutsu in the corner.
Yeah,
I don't know if it will be that explicit, but
no.
I definitely think we'll see something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's that. Now for a complete change in mood, we have some more information lore information about male Viera from Woolhead Matsuno himself. This is
on his Twitter account.
Yes, on his Twitter account.
We're getting deep Twitter lore now.
This is deep Twitter lore, and they turned it into a bit of a Q&A. So let's jump into what he had to say. So first of all, for male Viera, sex is determined at birth, but both female and male look the same, so there is no way to distinguish between them.
So that's just like a real life rabbit thing, basically.
Yeah. During puberty, the changes to the bodies become more apparent, and only then will you be able to clearly tell their sex. After coming of age, around 20 years old, aging becomes extremely slow, and they get older while keeping their young appearance. So that's pretty. Again, that's Viera lore. I think that's known already, but still, there you go. It's the same for male Viera. Some additional information from the replies. There is no way to distinguish between... So this is a question. There is no way to distinguish between them. So that means we can't tell their sex even if they were naked.
Weird way to...
Yeah, weird question.
Yeah. Okay.
Matsuno says, yes, exactly. Another question. Do the same setting apply to the Viera from Evilise, like 12 or Tactics? Or is this a 14 original setting? Matsuno says, the general setting are the same as 12, but I quit 12 before we had the opportunity to publish these. So if you're asking whether this is an official 12 setting, I'd have to say no.
What we can kind of take away from this is that Matsuno was heavily involved with writing the lore for male Viera in 14.
Yeah.
They're basically his creation, so I guess it makes sense.
Yeah. If we can't tell their sex by their appearance, but young male Viera leave their village for their apprenticeship, does that mean there is another way to tell their sex? Matsuno says there's a misunderstanding. They will only leave the village once their sex is apparent. You are probably asking this because you read young Viera, but because of their longevity, these young Viera whose sex just became apparent are seen as young children by the other Viera. There you go. What about, someone asks, what about their gender identity? Do they not have that on their mind while growing up? Matsuno says they do not think about it until puberty starts. So are they just accepting it after puberty? It sounds scary to me that once they are old enough, they are suddenly being told you're male. You have to leave the village now. Matsuno replies, for us, a big influence while growing up is our environment. As a girl/boy, this is what you have to do and how you have to behave. In that sense, Viera aren't raised like that. Their approach to education and racing keeps this in mind. The surrounding environment is different to our present age.
Literally,
as in,
just
like,
different culture. I guess.
Yeah.
It's not a traumatic experience.
Yeah, present age is a weird way of describing it because he's essentially saying, like, right now in our current society, but age makes it sound like he's talking about, like, physical age.
Yeah.
Are you going to play male Viera in 6.0? Matsuno says, I'm playing a female Viera right now, but I will swap to male Viera in 6.0. Last question. How old is Fran? Matsuno says, I can't tell you that. ... So, yeah, that's some lore. It's very basic, but there you go.
It's pretty interesting, though. Like, just being raised as age androgynous sort of kind of thing. I think that's interesting.
Yeah.
I think it provides a very easy out for explaining Viera adventurers in the sense that potentially before puberty happens, they expected to do one thing, they got the other one, and then they were like, I don't want to do this, and then they leave their village or forest.
Yeah. Possibly. Yeah, there you go. That's Viera lore. Now, there's been an update to the 5.5 website. Nothing really crazy in terms of features. It's just the performance update and the New Game Plus update and stuff. But there's the pictures that are of particular interest, so I thought we'd have a look at that. So if we look here, so we'll just go down to the bottom of the page where all the pictures are.
Yeah.
There's this one of
Hey,
the
it's him, Mr. Bosya Man.
Mr.
That's
Bosya Man.
Nelson. I can't remember his name. He has a fucking gun lance. He looks like he's a Monster Hunter character.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, he
very
does.
colorful. The thing on his weapon. Do you see that? The what is that? Like orange and cyan colored. Do you see that?
Oh yes.
Oh,
I don't
yeah.
know.
I have no idea what
That's
that
all
is.
over the place.
Yeah. Yeah, this is the Bosya Man. Cool design. Cool.
I think this is the
weapon.
first time we've seen his weapon.
Yeah.
We've seen his arm before, but never his
Yeah.
fancy little gun lance.
Gun lance. Yeah. So there's some MSQ pictures.
Look at that. Pictures of Alfino's back. Oh no, never mind.
The Scions standing in a circle at the
This
Cartoneau
is-
Flats.
What's it called?
Cartoneau.
Yes, this we have seen in the 5.5 trailer.
Yeah. And then there's this.
Who made Alfie cry? Who did this to him?
Some anime tear eyes. So
Is this Uldar?
no,
Is this the?
it's not the
Is this that
fragrance.
one
This
meeting
is
room?
Alamigo.
Oh, this is Alamigo. Okay.
Yeah. I can tell by the by the chairs and they're
Two
so
big
comically
chairs.
large. Yeah, he's it's kind of smiling here, so he might just be like happy, maybe. Who knows?
I suspect that Arenveld will survive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's that for MSQ photos. There's also some new pictures. So we've seen these in the. I believe this was shown on the live letter
Yeah.
when they revealed Zadnor. But there's like a red Belias here.
Belias is a weird design.
Yeah, it's got two heads. It's like two people, like merged into one, like two creatures.
Yeah.
It says there's new flavor text too, apparently, for some of these screenshots.
Oh, really? Oh, you know what? That's probably true. Let's see. Where is Zadnor? Did I go?
Zadnor will be lower.
Oh, yeah, there it is. Wait, this doesn't have flavor text.
On the left
No.
side.
Oh, is this new? The 4th
Oh.
Legion has been forced to retreat north to the barren plateaus of Zadnor.
No, I think that they're talking about. I think they're trying to tell you about the new MSQ text
Oh.
for death.
Oh, right there.
With a close friend grievously wounded and deadly primals at large, the Scions face a bitter struggle. Newfound alliances with Tiamat and the Amalja provide a glimmer of hope. But with a world at stake, will this be enough? There you go. That's the flavor text. Yeah, so Red Belias, just a fate thing, I guess, in Zadnor. And then there's this thing that we also looked at earlier. This,
So cool.
yeah, big robot.
This isn't a reused like actual model, is it? I'm sure it's a reused rig or whatever. But,
Oh yeah, it definitely is. But
Yeah.
I don't think we've seen this model before.
no. But we get a good view of the new gear.
Oh, look.
God, Pinello's outfit is
Horrid.
horrid.
I mean, I could.
So we have
maybe some
Lars's
parts of it.
outfit, Bosch's outfit, and Pinello's outfit.
So Barsh's outfit is the tanking and maiming gear. Pinello's outfit is the aiming, scouting, and striking gear, and Lars's outfit is the healing and casting gear.
Yeah,
So you got to avoid wearing Pinello's outfit, Kid.
that's good. That's good.
Yeah. Hey, and this isn't a dress.
That's true.
It's got a skirt, but well, actually, I don't think it has a skirt for the guys. Does it? I can't tell because it's a
No.
Lalafell, so
It's impossible.
it could be anything.
I don't know.
I mean, you can probably just look at what Larsa looks like in 12
Yeah,
and see
yeah.
whether it's skirt or anything.
Yeah.
So no skirt. Put one up. Reset the clock, guys. We did it.
Yeah, so that's the gear that you can expect to find in Zadnor. There's I don't even know. There's no point, but I'll just because it's here. There it is.
Yeah.
The guitar. Then there's a picture for your hub. This is
We've never seen this, have we?
Yeah, we did.
No, I don't.
No, we saw it reversed, didn't we? With wait, we saw this in a cutscene, but were they the white ones?
Oh, we did see it. Okay.
Yeah,
I can't
I
remember.
thought they were. Yeah, I thought the ones
this
in
is
the
where
background
No.
Yeah, they turned
they
white.
turned white.
Okay, I see.
Okay, yeah. I believe that this is in the section for New Game Plus. I think they're just announcing it.
Oh, okay.
Right. Yeah,
Warhammer
of course. Yeah, New Game Plus is there.
Yeah. The next picture shows that. Yeah.
Yeah, they've added stuff to New Game Plus. Feature I still haven't unlocked, so
do it. You can
Yeah.
turn the Moongate back on in Doma. It's fun. In Yanxia.
Why would I want to do
Oh.
that?
Because it looks pretty.
I have to go visit Xehanort to unlock it, and then a new emote,
Uh,
the salesman.
I
Emote.
want to say, but I'm not going to. But this is a very funny emote. I love it.
Yeah.
I think I know what you want to say.
Yeah.
Please, ma'am. A crumb.
No. Okay.
Oh, that's not what I thought you were going to say. That's less annoying.
Right. Okay. That's essentially all that there is on the website. There's also some news about official service for the PS5, but you won't really notice any difference when it goes into official service, I think. So it's not, But we did notice that apparently the PS5's patch numbers are wildly different from ours. There was an article reporting Final Fantasy 14 patch 8.4 or something.
What?
Shit. Yeah, because the PlayStation patches are completely different from the PC version. So there you go. I thought that was interesting. I think they still call it 5.5 officially, but if you look at the actual patch number, it's like 8 some weird shit. Okay. That is all that there is in the on the website. So let's travel back. That's it for recent events. That means it is time, ladies and gentlemen, to jump into something we haven't done in. It's been so long, I don't even know where the intro is. Here we go. It's time for the great discussion. Whoa! It's been so long.
Has been forever. Oh my god.
Yes, it is time to discuss 5.5. Should probably mention that we didn't talk about anything related to the Endwalker stuff before the keynote, which I think is the first time in Speaker's history that we've not had theory crafting before a major reveal.
Oh yes. Okay.
So we're doing it now with 5.55. Where is the story going? So right now we know we're going to Sharlayan. Or Kryl is headed to Sharlayan. There's something we know from the trailer that there's something's gonna happen in Mordona, and there's big glowy person. We need to discuss that. We need to discuss how we get to Sharlayan and what the purpose of that visit is, or what happens. Do you think? Okay, let's start with that. Let's start with that part. Sharlayan in 5.55 specifically, not 6.0, 5.55. Do you think we'll see anything from Sharlayan in this patch? No. Do you
think get a cutscene with Kryl, like of a small,
in a small
area.
room? Yeah.
Yeah. Like
we won't get to see any of what we've seen in the trailers.
No.
It will all if we see anything from Sharlayan, it will be something, as you've described. It will be a room It'll be something that has no indication as to what Sharlayan actually looks like.
Yeah, yeah.
They'll reuse assets from the hinterlands.
There'll be a man in the Shire gear,
Mm-hmm.
and there'll be Cryle, and it'll be in a 2x2 room, and that's it.
Yeah. Yeah. So she's going to Sharlayan to what was it again? To
do research.
To
figure out. It was both to do research and to try and convince them to join us.
Right. Yes. There's something going on in the Imperial capital. Bad times are coming, but what does it have to do with Cartano? Exactly. What does it have to do with Cartano?
Cartano is where you go to have a battle before an expansion. You're gonna do...
That's true. That's true.
So you're gonna go there. You're gonna see one person with a scythe, and you're like, oh wow, there's the new stuff. And we're having fun in a place where there's no real consequences if it gets blown up. So we can do whatever we want here.
Yeah, yeah. Well, Cartano is very important lore-wise. It's where the battle for Eorzea took place in 1.0. It is in Mordona. It is, and there's something about Mordona, right? So, and we know could be something under Silvertier, maybe. And we've seen some of the footage from the trailer. There's like a battle with Ifrit, I think, in
with Ifrit, Luna, Ifrit, Odin,
Ifrit.
and
I'm sorry.
I'm saying it like that because a lot of people have been.
I know they're so fucking annoying. Jesus Christ! Spare me.
Ifrit, Odin, and Ravana.
Okay. I remember when people were annoyed the way we said Ramu because it's Rama or whatever the fuck they claimed it was.
Rama?
I'm like, no.
Ramu is one that has had a different pronunciation in different games. I know that for a fact.
Yeah, and that's driving me nuts. Stop telling me how to pronounce Ramu. It's Ramu, and that's the end of it. Yes. So, Ifrit.
Rauga.
The thing is, though, when I play 12, I pronounce it Ifrit. But for some reason, I refuse to do it in 14, and I don't know why.
Because they say Ifrit in the game, so...
yeah, they do.
You're going to say how they say it, obviously. Like, oh, that ship, the Frita, or whatever it's called. Or the Ifrit, and then...
Is it not... Is it... Have they've pronounced Ifrit in 14, but have they done it... They've been inconsistent?
Don't ask me about this. It could be something where it's like 2.0 dialogue and they didn't have the correct voice direction, and then they've voiced it again since then.
I'll just say it right now. I don't care how you pronounce anything in this game, as long as I understand what you mean. Yes. Anyways, so we fought him in Cartano in the trailer. It looks like. So is this where all the primals then gather? And if so, why? There's like a vital piece of the puzzle missing. Like, why are they here in Cartano, so far away from where they should be? Is there like a big tower in there, down there?
Yeah, is it very possible that there's a tower there?
I don't know.
Maybe they want to try and make, like, there's a lot of chat's bringing out, there's a lot of Bahamutian energy at Cartano. Maybe they're trying to summon a lunar Bahamut, and
another one.
That's a good point. We already have one.
Yes, we definitely do.
Well, not anymore. Maybe they want a better one.
Right. Yeah. Take two. I don't know. To me, the Cartano Flats really throws me off. I don't have any, because that's a PvP arena. Surely by now they've destroyed most of the very ancient artifacts, by the way, in their pointless fighting.
Hey, Omega still managed to be hidden underneath there. We have no idea what else they're hiding.
That's true.
Please don't show me any more elegant stuff. I'm done. So before, when it was just like, oh, the ancient race, the Alligans,
Yeah.
the lost technology, we now have another civilization that is that as well. The ancient Ascian,
Well,
the old ones. Now we don't give me more of them. Just I'm done with the Alligans. Just stick with the other one.
Yeah, exactly. That's what's going to happen, Rollo. So there's the elegant stuff on top. We're going to go a layer deeper, and there's going to be like ancient Amoritine technology underneath it.
Yes,
No,
yes.
I'm done with ancient people.
We're definitely not done with ancient people
Oh,
because we've already seen
no.
the moon.
Yeah, yeah. I'm so I'm like adrift here when it comes to like figuring out what's gonna happen.
I feel like
genuinely lost.
I feel like Stormblood and Heavensward were a bit more kind of knew what was coming almost, or like you got some more lead up into it. Like, you know, you had the Griffin and all that shit going on. Then people Papalymo come, you're like, oh no, we're going to Alamigo. And that's how good.
Yeah. Well,
oh, sorry.
Yeah, go on.
Well, we know the thing is we know where we're going. We just like, what's this middle step?
Yeah.
How do we go from it's like A question mark.
Yeah.
Z.
I have a feeling. So, okay. What we know is okay. I'm gonna take that one frame from the trailer because when they show us something, they don't really want to show us too much of. They show us like a second and then it's gone. Like they tried to sneak that crystal tower in the end of the Shadowbringers trailer. It's the same thing. There's more to that person, the glowy person. I'm pretty sure that glowy person is the same person in the patch art at the top.
Oh, definitely. I think so too.
Yeah. So the question is, who is that person? Is it Vena? Or who could it be other than Vena? Let's try to bring
I think
out
everyone wants to say Vena, and it probably is, in all honesty.
Yeah.
But I want to be a whack job, and I'm going to say it's Moonbrita. She's back. Somehow.
Okay.
They realized, the devs realized their mistake, and she's just back.
Okay. But she's just glowing.
Yeah, glowing and also an Ellison, but don't worry about that.
I don't know, maybe Heidelin's picked up a new voice of the mother.
That's possible.
Somewhere.
That's possible.
Another shard of ours, perhaps.
Possible. That's also possible.
Someone else reaching out.
We shouldn't get too locked into like thinking that it has to be the person in the poster because we don't know if it is.
Yeah, we don't. Chat's bringing up something I've also seen that I don't know if it's going to be true, but like could be the twins' mother.
Oh, Mrs. Levelieu.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. Okay.
Minfilia again.
But could it
be Minfilia again?
If it is Minfilia again,
aged up Rain.
Yeah.
She managed because of timey-wimey stuff.
When
she when she managed to get to the source, she's aged up.
It's inexplicably just became an adult for no real reason.
Time compression.
Yeah. Could be. I mean, I see Papalymo in chat, and I do want it to be Papalymo. Of Moonbrita and Papalymo, I feel like Papalymo would be the most likely because Louis Soir came back, and he did the exact same thing. So
I mean, lore-wise, I think it would be more likely, not based on what this character looks like.
No, that's if we're going for the one in the poster. Okay, so. Let's just say that the glowing person is Vena then. Why are they approached? So it's a very interesting place for them to meet up with us. Silvertear Lake, literally near at the lake. Like that's where they meet us.
That's where it's all happening. That's where the party is.
I hope, I have a small hope that Mordona's gonna be. I mean, Mordona's gonna be relevant in
wait.
Endwalker, right?
I got it.
Okay.
It's Midgar Solmer. He's back, but like in a human Elysian
He's
vessel.
an Elysian woman now.
Yeah, as to why he chose that, I mean, you can choose
I
anything.
mean, he
Why
used the
not?
character creator, you know, just like everyone
Yeah,
else.
yeah, like
I mean, it would be a little bit confusing because Midgard Swarmer identifies as male.
Yeah.
But
But hey, many
could change
males
it up.
play female characters.
yeah.
that's true.
So there you go. Yeah. So why? See, and then we get.
Radatorska.
See, and then we get to that point where like, okay, they're not likely to talk to us here, and then the fucking big question mark again is like, why? What's happening? Why is that happening there?
Because in our deepest of hearts, they've always been there, and they're seeing the disaster happening, and they're waking up and reaching out to us.
They've been lazy for a long. They've been like, oh, this is our 8th calamity, and you only now. Where have you been?
It took them a couple tries. They had to get some, shard people in there.
Yeah.
But now they're waking up and they're like, "Oh shit, it's happening. You
Shit's
need some
fucked
help.
up here. What the
You need
fuck?"
some help. You're like, really?
Maybe Vinar or whoever this person's spirit is in the ancient Amoritine ruins that are underneath the Allegan ruins
No.
at Cartano, and we've awakened them.
Oh god, I'll be so upset if we're like, we're gonna go down into Silver Tier and find out what's beneath, and it's just fucking Amoritine shit down there. Like, there's a big ancient city under here.
Our new expansion will have that that area now. You know what? Let's just like rapid fire say stuff, and then if we get it right, you can have a black and white moment.
Just going for that black and white.
It's a time traveler from the War of the Magi.
Not unlikely. I think that's actually a good theory.
Okay, thank you.
I can't even think of it, but I do have to say that the one shot of the moon with the Allegan spaceship, that's a clue as to how we can get up here, because we have to get up here on the moon, right? I saw someone was it Win that mentioned the Agrius as like a possible possibly containing something. I find it difficult for Agrius to hold an Allegan spaceship though, but if it is that spaceship.
Which one's the Agrius again? Is that?
That's the big one in the lake where that Midgard
Okay.
Stormer is.
Oh, that'd be kind of hard. Yeah, it's got crushed.
Yeah, it's got crushed, but maybe it had something inside of it. But I find that difficult to believe. The reason I say that we might have used that ship is because the engines are still on in the from the footage that we saw.
We found Omega underneath Cardinal Flats. Maybe there's a rocket there.
That's what I'm starting to think, is that maybe we need some Allegan technology to get us up there. And they're like, where do we get Allegan technology from? Cartano, because it's just littered with Allegan shit.
Wait. So, they've always told us recently to think a lot about Heavensward. So, Lady Iceheart is back. Again? They also realized their mistake.
I mean, what for?
Ice? Moon?
Uh-huh.
Yeah?
Yeah.
It's cold?
Uh-huh. Yeah, I like
really
this theory.
trying here,
This is a real
Alright.
crackpot theory here going.
Yeah, Shadow's bringing up dragons can travel through space.
Yeah, that's true. Maybe
What are they
we'll
gonna
just
do?
ride
Yes.
on...
Yeah, Vreetra will pull a Midgard's a Freysvelga, then vomit us back up when we get there.
Uh-huh. Yeah, that's what's gonna happen. It'll be sad. I just really want us to just be on a spaceship, just to be. We've been in a fucking. We've been in the G Warrior. We've been in a fucking Gundam, and it would be funny just to have us just do the spaceship. I mean, it's already lore, right? The Allegans fucking sent rockets to space, so I want to ride a spaceship.
Yeah.
All right,
We
here's
already-
a real one.
This is a real one.
Omega comes back to help us. Maybe it's that person, the glowy person. Maybe it's not, but they come back as a person. They're like, wow, I finally know what it's like to be human. So I'll be a human now. And I know through time and space. So and dimension hopping. So
I'll just be a normal human. What an intriguing story. Hello, I am human now. Oh, what's happening? Well, our world is ending. Oh, fuck, I probably should have not been.
But they'll be like, hey, I know where the spaceship is.
Yeah,
You
I've
know?
lost all my powers, but at least I remember where some stuff is. I think I left
you
a spaceship over there.
We killed them, and so and their one last wish before they died was, I want to know. I want to come back and meet you someday.
Well, I feel like our lore has already suggested that Omega was reborn into the OMG minion.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
that's true. So he comes back as the minion. He's like, "Hello, I have been a minion for a while now."
Omega Summer did it. Why can't Omega?
There's a spaceship north of Mordona.
What I wanted to say earlier was that, like, in terms of spaceships, we do have the Enterprise already.
The Enterprise, but that's
It's just the
that's just
airship.
an
It is an
airship.
airship. But don't you think it's the kind of thing they would do, where they would turn a Star Trek reference into an actual spaceship?
That would be fun. I would like that.
I think it would be so lame if it was just the Enterprise, but they just put like a fucking bubble around it and it just flies.
Yeah. That would be cool.
Uh,
Yeah, so again, we're dancing around the reason. Why would we go to the moon? What is the catalyst that gets us to the moon? I'm assuming that's perhaps what Vena. We're just gonna say that glowing person is Vena. That Vena is telling us that there's some bad shit on the moon. That you need to stop whatever's happening. The only way to stop what's happening is to get to the moon. I would assume is
why every every major Sundered is dead. So
yeah.
We assume at least.
Well, yeah. Also, it could be Vena telling us this.
Mm-hmm.
It also could be that Fen Daniel reveals like just enough to try and tease us to get to the moon at Cartner.
Oh yeah, that's also possible. Yeah, I can see that. I mean, all of the mobs are called lunar, so I'm assuming maybe the towers draw something from the moon. They are pointing up, and with big towers on Heidelin tend to pull stuff from space. So it might be a lunar powered. We already know that there's Amoritine tech on the moon, so that it might be pulling something that those structures are, I don't know, sending out.
Maybe use the Void Arc, because Heaven's Word. Maybe the Sky Pirates found something there that
I wouldn't be surprised if we used the Void Arc.
I mean, because it's still just chilling out there, just drifting in the sea of clouds.
See, the problem I have with using the Void Arc is that they said that there won't be anything. They won't make any more raid series compulsory.
No.
So, to justify using the Void Arc, you would have to at least do, like, arguably the whole Mark storyline, but at least Void Arc.
Oh, that is tough.
Yeah. The Ragnarok. Well, the thing about the spaceship on the moon, just to go back to that, I said Ragnarok when I first saw it. We've already been inside the Ragnarok, but Ragnarok is a class of ship, which means that was probably, just one of many Ragnarok class ships. But it was called the Ragnarok, so that's probably the first ship. That's an 8 reference, by the way, so that's probably the only 8 reference we're getting, since we're not getting poo-poos. Maybe there's still hope for poo-poos. They could be an overworld mob.
Yeah.
You guys are the only people I've met. They're like, yeah, poo-poos. Yeah, it's happening.
Because they're cute.
Yeah. I want poo-poo. So, sorry, what is this? Let me... Yeah, remember... Oh, God. it's not going to be a big black and white moment, but I've talked about this fucking moon. The moon has been driving me nuts for like the past 4 years because they've clearly made it more obvious over patches, but it's been so subtle. But I remember being like, guys, the moon is very strange, and they're like, no, that's what the moon looks like. And I'm like, no. And they're like, this is Dalamud shit. You have PTSD, Lukiel. I'm like, no, listen. Yeah, it's on the first, but it also looks weird in certain parts of Eorzea. So there you go. It was just a thing that I noticed. They've made the moon more visible in the sky. Anyways, the Ragnarok. I hope we go there by spaceship, but we're probably just gonna go with Urethra or something. Urethra's name is too close to urethra. That's right. I just said it. I said what everyone was thinking. I'm brave.
I wasn't thinking it, but okay.
Now you do.
Now I do because you said it.
Yeah. So, anyways, I lost the thread. What were we talking about?
I can tell.
Thank you, Mela. There you go. Sorry, what were we talking about? Oh yeah, traveling to the moon, getting to the moon. Why the moon? Why the moon? So
why not?
I think the towers are somehow linked to the moon, which means, but that's a Maki design. So do we know anything about the Maki and the moon?
Not particularly.
No.
It's more just direct interaction with the Void Zone.
I mean, the moon is very prominent in Dunskaith.
True. Yes, it is. There's a big moon when we fight Diablos in the background. That's interesting. So maybe. Okay. So that gives more credence to the idea that the towers are somehow linked up with the moon. It doesn't help. Thinking, okay, the towers are linked to the moon, but then why and what are they doing? There's a Moratine shit on the moon.
Mm-hmm.
They have those. What are they called? The crystals. Concepts stored all over in a building there. They've stored all of their concepts up there. It looks like. Are they?
Maybe.
Yeah, go on.
Maybe it's just shit that's left over. Like, I mean, it's where the Ascians were just chilling a lot of times. So, I mean, why wouldn't they have some concepts up there?
But remember, this is where the Ascians were. This is where they were hanging out, right? On the moon.
Mm-hmm.
While Hydaelyn was going through calamities or rejoinings, they were chilling up there. So this is we talked about this when we covered this, I think, but this might have been some sort of this is their backup place. This is where all the backups of the old world are stored, and they are just waiting for the rejoinings to finish so they can place this back onto the world, so they can recreate the ancient world.
Maybe that Venaz concept is up there, and they're reaching out to us from there.
Well, Vena might be in Silvertear Lake. Because Vena, if I remember correctly, is most likely Hydaelyn's heart. So that is the most likely place for them to be, I think. Although, who knows? They could be on the moon and just astral projecting down to that spot. Who knows? Yeah.
It's tough. It's such a... it's one thing to be like, oh, hey, we're going to this country. We're going to liberate this area.
Yeah.
We're going to Doma. The moon. We talked about it forever.
Yeah. Well,
it's a thing, but...
the in chat now, that is a good question. We see Vena. If Vena is Hydaelyn, they've already sowed a little bit of doubt in the game about Hydaelyn. If Vena is the heart of Hydaelyn, is Vena good or bad? Is Heidelin good or bad? And also, why have we not heard from Heidelin in so long?
They do ask you that.
Yeah.
At least.
It's been a hot minute.
Last time?
Maybe we haven't heard from Heidelin because Vinar, as the heart of Heidelin, has like separated in the same way that Elidibus did, and like Heidelin has like lost its sentience, maybe.
Yeah, possible. Yeah. We know so little about Heidelin. It's hard. I don't even know how she works. Don't know if she does she run? We know she ether is like her power source, but is she a crystal? Is she one of those things that we see in the cave drawings, which is essentially an elemental? And if she is, that puts a lot of the elemental lore into question. An anima, for that matter, which is literally the elemental model. I don't know. I'm a bit lost. Absolutely. I kind of like it though. I like that
I do too.
No real idea of what. I mean, we know what's going to happen, but we don't know how we get to that point. So yeah, that's intriguing.
But you know what? We all know that Xenos will be there with us every step of the way.
Yeah.
Hand in hand, side by side, cheek to cheek.
That does bring us to Xenos. I guess we should talk a little bit about him as well. He's hanging out. He's destroying his empire
for fun.
For fun, it seems. We're talking a big chunk of the world. If we're going by if we're just taking the map into like consideration, like that round hole in the map with the tower. I mean, that is the entire capital for sure. Possibly some of the outlying areas as well.
So,
yeah,
I had a very cursed idea the other day.
Oh, curse us.
The reason why they have not given us a complete map of Ilsabard, even still,
because it's Omoratine,
is because worse than that. Because they plan on cratering the whole thing and they don't want to give us a map until after they've destroyed the continent.
Oh, that'll be the most depressing thing ever. After 10 years, the fog lifts from the middle of the map and it's just a crater. That will be that is the saddest thing that can ever happen.
It would be very upsetting. I would hate it, to be honest.
God, I don't want that. That will be such an unsatisfying reveal of the final map. It's just, we've like imagined, like people have been drawing up how they think Ilsabard looks and we're just going to get a fucking crater. I'll be so upset if that happens.
Well, it'll be a crater or it could be like the burn.
Oh, God. It could be like the burn.
With no worm.
Yeah, with no worm.
Because
it's only just happened.
Yeah.
They better have the big Titan. I swear to whatever that is on the map.
They did promise that at some point, so I don't know. Maybe. Okay. So the Imperial capital gone. What is Xenos? What is Xenos?
Xenos?
Question mark.
Is a man.
Annoying.
Correct. Ding ding ding.
You know what? I've almost 180 on Xenos because it's just funny at this point.
Yeah, I can see that.
I think it is almost slapstick. Like how much he wants us.
Yeah.
Until like, oh, the hunt.
Yeah.
Like it's like an Elmer Fudd and Bugs Bunny
I just hate that he's apparently strong enough to have defeated like Elidibus.
Yeah. He's such a nothing villain. I'm sorry.
How is he so powerful?
I'm holding out hope. Maybe they'll figure out something.
Oh, God.
In the meantime, I will still find it very funny how people lose their mind over Xenos. I think that's like a little bit of Schadenfreude.
Yeah. He's so like not knowing what Xenos' role is going to be in the expansion is very different from everything else, because we just don't know what Xenos is going to do in this expansion, because he doesn't make any sense and he doesn't have any real motivation other than the hunt. He's such a one-dimensional villain that is like, okay, here's my guess. I'm just going to make up what Xenos is going to do in the expansion. He's going to be very angry. He's going to burn down Garlemald. We know that already. And then he's going to be like, oh,
No, he's
enough.
not angry. He's not an angry person.
No, he's horny. He's horny for the hunt.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this is a new side of him. That's his character development is that he has a raging boner at all time. And the only way for it to... Okay, let's not go further. This is a podcast.
All right, you are.
But there is some... Okay, anyways. He goes to the moon because he can do that. He just goes to the moon. And he meets us there. And then there's a big battle on the moon. That's my guess.
What if we just kill him?
And then we will kill him. I think we'll kill him in...
Well, there's no way we can kill him in the next patch because that would be weird.
Not in the next
considering
patch.
his prominence.
But what if? What if
6.0.
it's like not even 6.0? This patch on Tuesday.
That's impossible.
What if you just kill him in an instance?
Rollo,
I would
like,
be
you know what?
confused.
he's in the trailer.
Sideball. Yeah, his end?
It'd be confusing.
Rollo, you can't just say random shit that doesn't make any
Red
sense.
herring.
That is a very expensive red herring.
They don't actively lie to us in trailers.
No.
Go for it.
At
You know
most,
what?
they'll misdirect us.
Have the balls to just kill him off right now.
Oh God. Yeah.
I feel like that would be even more unsatisfying, though. Like, that'd be worse because they've done all this setup with Xenos, and to do that'd be such a waste of our time to
Yeah.
have made us think about Xenos for so long. Just to get rid of him like that.
What if there's like something behind that's like even more interesting, and then you're like, oh, now I see.
I think Xenos. What we're essentially saying is we're seeing Van Daniel's plan play out. It's not really Xenos. Xenos just wants to kill us. That's it. So I think we'll probably see more of Van Daniel being the real villain of Endwalker.
You know what's going to happen, though? It's going to be like what happened. It's going to be like what happened with Thordan and La Habrea, where at the last minute, Xenos is going to like, haha, I have the upper hand. And Van Daniel's going to get fucked over, and we're going to lose another interesting villain.
Yeah.
It's all going to be Xenos.
Yeah.
Also, remember, Xenos had that dream of Amarant.
Yes, he did. He did have that dream about Amarant, because why not?
Well, because he has the artificial echo.
Yeah, so we can see Amarant stuff now. Weird that we can't, or Kryl can't, or anyone can, but he can.
Or anyone else with the echo.
Yeah,
Because he's artificial and special.
that's the key word, Rollo. Special, because plot.
Well, I mean, yeah, everyone's special. That's how the plot goes.
No.
Fordola's special, but not that special.
Xenos is special because Xenos. It's just that's why he's so infuriating. He's got no. Oh, the YouTube comments are gonna rip me apart. Go for it.
What? You like
I don't
pain.
fucking care. They
Well,
yeah. Go on.
Xenos is a quarter Asian.
Yeah.
That's true.
That's true. He is born of a. Yeah, that's true.
Well, that didn't do much for his dad, though. I'll say.
No.
That's for sure.
Weird how his
His
father
dad
was
didn't
so
have
weak.
the echo.
Okay.
True.
I'm still open to the idea of Xenos, of the Xenos thing. Maybe they'll like pull it off. Sincerely, I think they could. Like, you know, they pull out some stuff.
I've given Xenos so many chances for patches, and he has yet to develop anything other than Thorn. So we'll see if maybe this time
he just sits in the chair.
he just sit literally for a whole patch. This was all he did. I just have to attack the Xenos lovers a little bit because they are always so they're always like, I am righteousness every time they're in the fucking comments. All right.
I would say I have faith that Ishikawa can do something.
Oh,
for a long time I
Good
thought
luck.
I thought Elidibus was a very flat and boring character.
Yeah.
And then we got 5.3.
Yeah.
So if she can turn around a character that I wasn't that excited about in a patch, if she has a whole expansion, we'll see.
See, that's the one thing. Ishikawa is the one person that can make Xenos good. So I believe in her. So I'm just saying, good luck. They haven't given you much to like work off of, but I know you can turn it around.
Just like Georgi said, if Elidibus could do it, Xenos can too. And you felt bad for Elidibus even a little bit.
Yeah. Oh yeah, there's one thing that I don't want, and that's the redemption arc.
The Xenos redemption arc is happening.
Do not do that.
Watch out,
please.
You're gonna kill him, and then your character's gonna cry. You don't even have an option. He's gonna be like...
I don't know if that will happen, but they could definitely end up making him sympathetic because that's what happened with Emmett Selk and Elidibus. Their ultimate storyline is that even though we knew we had to defeat them, we were still we understood their plight.
Well, we that's only because we spent a lot of time with them. For at least for Emmett Selk.
I'm a bit troubled by the way they dealt with Gaius and his redemption arc. I know she didn't write that, but it's an unfortunate trend in the game if they do that with Xenos as well. They're like, oh yeah, we're making these really, really horrible people that have done unspeakable things to people.
Yeah.
And now we're gonna feel sorry for them and forgive them.
Make Xenos into a sad dad.
I know Ishikawa. Ishikawa didn't write it. I'm just saying that would be another arc that will be weird. Yeah. Well, Xenos is going to be there, and he's going to be there. And Ishikawa is not writing 5.55, right? Do we know that?
I mean, she does the overview, but I don't think she's writing it.
No. So, yeah, there we go. I don't know. We'll see. If you like Xenos, fine. You can like Xenos. You can like Gaius. You can like
Thornton.
You can like
some Thornton fans out there.
Yeah, there's some Thornton fans out there.
I mean, Thornton is far less sympathetic than many of the other villains we've had since then.
Yeah.
Hey, I mean, if people can go crazy for that one dude from what's it called? From the Heavensward, fucking Zephyrin or whatever, who has 5 lines.
Yeah.
You can be crazy for anybody without any judgment.
All right. Well, there it is. Anything else we should touch on before the patch? Story-wise?
Well, there's many things, but I think
we need to go over to MogMail soon, so we...
Yeah, I think we'll have a lot more to talk about next week as well.
Yeah, we'll come back to this one.
Well, next time we'll be speculating more about 6.0 because 5.55 will be over. Okay, so that's our very clumsy, whatever this was, great discussion about what to expect next. It's all over the place, which, I mean, that's how it is. It's very...
we're grasping at straws.
Yeah.
We're trying.
Also, we didn't even touch upon the Telephoroi. What are they?
Oh yeah, the Telephoroi.
Where are they from? Who are they?
So much up in the air. So we'll have to wait and see. Next week we'll have a whole review, spoiler review, of course. So make sure you catch that. All right, we have waited long enough. We are hungry for some MogMail.
Oh.
Let's jump in then, shall we? It's time for MogMail. And our first MogMail is from Elamarel from Spriggan. I doubt this will fit. Yeah, all right. We're gonna have a few of these today. Hello there, speakers. I am a new player, just finished the 2.4 story and the final coil of Bahamut the other day with the help of a friend, and happened upon your Fall and Rise series. I am so sorry. When I was searching for more info on 1.0. Can I just say...
Well, I hope you're okay with spoilers if you're watching this part of
Yeah,
the podcast.
Tell your friend to tell you to skip to this part.
God, I hope you didn't...
So you don't get... We just talk about spoilers. I'm sorry.
I want to say we watched the Fall and Rise first episode. Was it the first? Yeah, I think the first episode on the hype stream before FanFest.
Yes.
Just to look at it, how it was after I removed all the Skrillex jokes. Limsa Lominsa.
You were so young.
I sound like a different person. If you haven't watched the first episode of Fall and Rise, I urge you to watch it again now, because it is not me. That is someone. There's someone else, and it's a really weird video. Bad. Anyways, as it so happened, it was around this time that the trailer for Endwalker released, and I found your initial covering of the event quite enjoyable, which in turn prompted me to follow you. As is the case for whenever I find something I consider interesting, I go back to the source. It has been a few weeks since then, and I've probably been consuming an unhealthy amount of your content lately, but I can't say that it hasn't been enjoyable. I have already gone through the very early days of the channel, the return after the hiatus in 2014-2015, the orange memes, the pre-Stormblood era, Jesus wept, the release of Stormblood, and now through what I'd call the, quote, Stormblood Doomer era, aka Stormblood patches pre-Shadowbringers announcement. I love that. Of course, I call it the Stormblood Doomer era, mostly due to your negative impressions of everything that isn't the main story. But since I'm so far behind both in story and in podcasts I've yet to see, I'm not certain how things will turn out in the end.
It gets better.
It gets better.
Hey, they were the Stormblood Doomers. I enjoyed my time with Stormblood. All right.
No, okay, all right.
Don't lump me in there.
That is the official stance of this channel, though, is that Stormblood was a weak expansion. You are the odd one out here, Rolo.
I am, and I'm proudly that.
Okay. All right.
That was worded terribly.
I just heard through word of mouth that Shadowbringers was apparently really good, so I assume things got better rather than worse. But it's probably still going to take a while before I find out. How exciting. They're on a journey through Speaker's history. Mm-hmm. I don't have an actual question today, but I was wondering why your playlists on YouTube were all out of order. Is there a reason for this? Or is it just YouTube being weird and screwing up again? I'm only asking because it makes viewing your videos in succession a bit more difficult than usual, but it isn't the end of the world. Anyways, I just wanted to thank you for the content. It's been a blast going through it. It's probably going to be quite a while before I even see a response to this, but I hope my English has been understandable enough. It's been perfect. I'll make sure to have some actual questions for next time. Thank you for all your work. Oh my god. Well, when I got this MogMail, I checked the playlist and it was in order when I looked at it. So it is, however, it has the newest ones at the top. So if you're watching it through the app, or sorry, not through the website, through the auto playlist, it'll play it the wrong way. Yeah. So it'll go from newest to older. So you'll go backwards in time. Which, I mean, this way. Yeah. Which, yeah, unfortunate.
Surprising that you went through all of that. That's crazy. That's wild.
Yeah.
This is not the first person that I've heard going back through all of the Speaker's catalog in the last couple of months.
Yeah.
Does that? He's insane as well.
Oh, I mean, it's been like that always, but I get more. It's more shocking than people do it now because the backlog, not just Speakers of Heidland, but Roar is 70 plus episodes. Soar is 30 episodes. There's a lot of content to go through.
But that makes sense to enjoy. That's like standalone content.
That's true.
You're talking about. I think it's so crazy to go through old podcast episodes where I think it's like a cool time capsule.
Well,
but I couldn't go through all of them.
You know what? I think doing that is something people do so that they know the community when they've caught up.
Oh, okay.
Because now they're up to date on all the memes. They know all the references. I can see that because especially older speakers wasn't that news focused, so it was more just discussing shit. It wasn't. We've become more news stuff, a news podcast. I feel like lately, but that's just because there's more news nowadays than it was back then. Yeah, I don't know. It's if you want to be in the club, if you want to be fully integrated in the inner circle of all the memes, you should watch every single episode of Speakers of Fieldon. That's right.
Especially
start
and
binging.
I definitely recommend going back to watch all the minimum eye level episodes that were ever uploaded to the channel.
Minimum eye level.
That's funny. I think you can go back to that anytime, and it's we were legitimately funny for a while.
For a while, we were funny. So yeah, a minimum eye level that's where most memes were born back in the day. So definitely catch that. Anyways, I hope you've I don't know where it's probably been a while since you sent this email, Alamo, but hopefully
maybe you've caught up.
Maybe you've caught up now. Yeah.
If you've caught up, thank you for being here and catching up, and we hope you enjoy the game. We like it too.
Mm-hmm.
I promise. I promise we do.
Send us an update, MogMail, if you've caught up. When you see this video, I guess. No, that doesn't mean you've caught up necessarily, because you might send that 2 months from now and be like, I've caught up, I think. No, you're 2 months behind. Right. Next question. Not question, MogMail. MogMail. Where are you? Here you are.
Nope, that's the wrong one.
Is that the wrong one?
That's the intro.
Oh, yeah, you're right. We don't really play the intro between. That's fair. I just thought I just did the same thing. Oh, this one's also long. I just did it because we do that with questions from the syndicate. This is from Mizuki Miza from Fairy. Hello, speakers. I'm a long-time watcher that's just writing her first MogMail. I've always liked your take on theories and lore from this game. I especially remember your Crystal Tower discussion before its 5.0 reveal fondly. Dude, there is a clip on Twitch of that moment, literally, and the timer is on the screen. And I think we're just minutes away from the trailer going, from the keynote starting. And that's when we go, what's that in the background of the trailer? That's the Crystal Tower, isn't it? And that's so crazy that happened. All right. Anyways, as for the MogMail, I wanted to know your thoughts on something that's been on my mind regarding Bosnia, the 4th Legion and Noah, and what's been building up since the Evil East raids. For Bosnia, the story has been centered in that occupied city, with Leon, Misha, and their names, Menenius as main antagonists of the story. But Noah himself has been completely absent for the whole thing. With only one patch left, and with Misha dealt with, it seems Bosnia is set to climax with Menenius as the big bad instead of the Legatus himself. There is always the setup for Project Tartarus, and the Dalmascan Front, which has not yet been part of this chapter from Matsuno's story. So as it is right now, I feel it really hard for all of this to be resolved in one patch, especially Noah himself, who would need to be properly introduced and dealt with in just a couple cutscenes. But I also find it hard to figure out how this story might continue forward with the events building up for 6.0. So I wanted to know where you guys think Matsuno's story will go. Do you think we will deal with everything that has been building up, including Noah and Dalmasca, next patch? Or do you think there will be a future setup once Bosnia gets liberated, introducing Noah, Project Tartarus, Fran's enigmatic leader, and the Dalmascan Front for us to deal with in 6.x? And if so, how would this happen? And how will the final days and the fall of Garlemald affect this story? That's all I wanted to say. Thank you all for the good work. Looking forward to more new content and hope you don't go crazy making more jelly out of live letters. Thank you, Mizuki.
The jelly.
God, the jelly.
The gummy.
Gummy, dude! Okay. Yes, this is interesting because we are getting one more patch for Bosnia. That's this... No. Is that... No, that's not this Tuesday. That's a different patch, right?
Yeah, it's this patch.
Oh, it is this patch. Okay, so it's all the whole load is being blown to the on Tuesday, but there are a couple of other patches coming as well. But that might be
there's 5.6 and 5.7, which I think one of them's a PS5 thing. I don't remember.
Oh, okay. So
Oh.
there's no features in the next few patches then.
Mm.
Anyways, with
there's-
it's the final.
There's
Yeah.
data center visit in 5.5.
Oh, that's what it is. That's what I'm thinking about. Okay. Anyways, yeah. So the final story patch for Bosnia is coming out on Tuesday. So yeah, there's a lot of wrap up to do.
Mm.
Will all of it be wrapped up? Like they said,
That's hard.
Noah has not really been seen in the story. He's just been mentioned. And when they sorry, spoilers for Bosnia, I guess, if you haven't done the Bosnia story. So from what we know, Noah wants to create his own nation out of the ruins of Dalmasca or the surrounding areas of this province, I guess, and break out of Garlemald, because he knows that Garlemald is collapsing in on itself. So he's taking the opportunity to gather troops and have like his own army to create his own nation. That is a big story. That's a big plot right there, and they barely touch on it in the overall story for Bosnia. We are more worried about Misha and the weapon and all that shit, right? So Noah is just more like in the background. That's just the motivation for some characters in this story. It's weird if it's not resolved in this patch, but it could be planned to be resolved later down the line.
Mm.
That's what I think the Noah storyline, it cannot be finished. There's no way they can finish that this patch.
Maybe? I mean,
unless they do it really
poorly.
Bosnia is like going through Bosnia in a new zone. That still takes a decent amount of time. So there's a lot of content to do and a lot of story you can get like to do in there, I think. So I mean, if they really want to finish it here, I could see it happening and it being satisfying.
I feel like there's so many loose threads. I feel as if Bosnia is just going to be this weird Bosnia/Evilise is going to be this like weird simultaneous side story that's just going to continue to be written by Matsuno.
Yeah.
That is sort of going to just be like independent from the MSQ.
Yeah, you have to remember we're getting male Viera. Like our world is now being very strongly influenced by Evilise. So they might just split the Noah story off, and like it's been introduced in Bosnia, but it might continue in another quest line. It'll be something else entirely, and maybe 6.0, which is why they haven't touched it on it so much.
Yep. We know the 24-man raid and the 8-man raid. Maybe it's trial series in 6.0.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. It could be the new world.
I don't want it to be the basis for the next Eureka.
No.
What?
I don't want it again. We've already had it. I don't want another like
again
overworld zone type thing
to
be based on the same lore.
I think a Whirlit style storyline would be perfect for it. I
agree.
For the Noah storyline. Yeah.
With more than one quest per patch.
Yeah. I definitely think the Misha stuff and all that will be wrapped up. And the Gunhilder storyline, that part I'm pretty sure will be wrapped up.
You know what? They'll come back to it as soon as they can add a female Rothgar in the game.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, they're in game. Okay, now let's continue.
Yeah. So that's. Yeah. Go on.
I can definitely see Noah's plans being accelerated after 6.0 because the Garlemald Empire will arguably just not exist anymore.
Yeah. Now I wonder. Yeah, because Garlemald's gonna fall, which means all Garlean-controlled provinces will be just left on their own. So that's perfect. That's what he wanted. So yeah, maybe no, that's too ambitious. They're not gonna like have like a new city-state be built for 6.0. That's like Noah's city state. That's too much. Yeah, no, it is intriguing. I do hope they give that story its own treatment. I don't want it to be rushed and be like, oh, by the way, we killed Noah. His plan is dead. We don't have to worry about it anymore. Dalmasca is free. Hey. Okay. Thank you, Mizuki.
Thank you.
I have a feeling the next one is too long. So I think we have to, we can eat up a little bit of the post show, We don't have that much to do in the post show. So let's do one more. This next MogMail is coming to us from, that's the wrong order. Hold on, spoilers. That is loaded, the fourth one. That is incorrect. Also, that's not the fourth one. Okay, it's just chaos here now. This is from Elwood Deadlight from Malbro. Just some musings on the rejoinings. Is there a finite amount of ether in the universe? I'm just wondering if, say, there may be multiple people on the same shard with the same soul, just different pieces of it. There's a finite number of living beings on beings one shard could sustain, I'm sure, but I'm also sure that number is far greater than the number of Amoratine. 2. Is there just one ethereal sea, or are there shards of that too? Is that how Emmet was able to pull our Y'shtola out of the sea and not anyone else's version of her? Maybe that's actually the reason for the rejoining. The ethereal pools are all separate as well, and that's actually what they're rejoining, along with the ether from the people who die. 3. Could a mundane make it to other shards such as the first by attuning themselves to their counterpart, provided that soul shard has manifested into a living being? Bonus question, does Lukiel remember his life from before the calamity? Did being regenerated from the ethereal sea bestow any new quirks or powers? I guess that's just like 1 point, like legacy players. Well, let's start on the top. Interesting questions. Is there a finite amount of ether in the universe? That's a good question. It's like the energy thing. Like, ether's like energy. You can never, energy can never be removed. And that's essentially what ether is, right? You cannot remove ether. It'll just dissipate and go back into the life stream, right?
Yeah.
Or the ethereal sea.
And then reform into something new.
Yeah.
I feel like it's not... I mean, maybe it is finite, but I don't know. I feel like we have so many beings that have large pools of ether that if they somehow didn't suck up all the ether already, especially with things like dragons.
Yeah.
I feel like they're very, very strong.
There's a finite number of living beings one shard could sustain, I'm sure, but I'm also sure that number is far greater than the number of Amoratine. Yeah. Ether is energy. I think it's as easy as that. You cannot create ether, and you cannot remove ether. You can reuse ether. All right. Is there just this one's interesting? Is there just one ethereal sea, or are there shards of that too? I think we've discussed, touched on this before, the idea of the ethereal sea, because is the ethereal sea? We know that the ethereal sea isn't unique to the source because of what Emmet did. Yeah. He pulled Y'shtola out of the life stream, which is the ethereal sea, essentially, right? So,
yeah.
I would say they're unique to every planet, or every shard, just because it's. I mean, it makes sense. It's just the pool of ether that's floating around in the core or out or through everything.
Yeah.
I don't see how that could really be shared.
Brings up some weird logic for me, because we've theorized, and a lot of people have theorized, that the ethereal sea is where Hydaelyn is dwelling. That implies So is the first ethereal sea? Is that just empty then? It's just the ethereal sea, and then there's no being inside there. We don't even know if Heidelin is actually in the ethereal sea, just to clarify. But that's where it's theorized that she is.
He definitely has to be involved with it somehow, right?
Yeah,
it can't just be an entirely separate thing from her.
Yeah, I think she is very closely linked to the ethereal sea. I don't, but because the first is like a reflection, and Heidelin is just one being. Their ethereal sea might just be empty. It's just an empty sea. Maybe she can jump around. That's her like teleport thing. Like she can jump into ethereal seas of the different shards. I don't know. Okay. Could a mundane make it to other shards such as the first by attuning themselves to their counterpart, provided that soul shard has manifested into a living being?
That's an out there question. I feel like if you're looking for a reason for one of your more mundane RP characters to do that, I think that would be a way to explain that lore-wise.
Yeah.
As for possibility of it, I mean, it's magic. You can do anything until it tells you can't do anything.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't think you can jam two different people together. The reason we were able to bring Graha back is because it was the same person.
Yeah. That's true. Yeah. I don't think that's possible. I think that would create some problems. Yeah. Bonus question. Does Rikilu remember his life from before the calamity? Did being regenerated from the ethereal sea bestow any new tricks, quirks, or powers? Don't think so. I think they remember their life from before the calamity.
Yeah.
There's nothing implied, I think, that they don't. Everyone else forgets who we are at the beginning, which is very depressing. No one knows who we are, but they do at the end. But it was never implied that we didn't know. No. So I think we came back just the way we were. Okay, there you go. That's MogMail. Remember, that's the end of the show. Thanks for watching, everyone. We'll be back next week at our correct time slot, which is Saturday, 8 p.m. BST, 3 p.m. EDT. Remember to follow on Twitter at SpeakersXIV, twitch.tv/SpeakersOfHeidelin, youtube.com/SpeakersXIV, Discord and chat if you want to join our Discord server. If you're watching on demand, links in the description. That's all. Send us MogMail, speakersxiv.com/MogMail. Stay tuned if you're watching live, because we'll be going straight into the post-show. See you there. Goodbye.
Goodbye.